everybody, and welcome to another Happy Travellers vlog.
Yes, welcome everyone.
Yeah, so earlier this week, in fact on Tuesday, we had been travelling for 3 years, hadn't we?
Yeah.
We picked up our caravan, our very first caravan ever, on the 26th of March 2016. And went off on our first journey, didn't we, down to Chichester.
Yes. I think it was Chichester. Yes, Chichester. Yeah, Chichester Camping and Caravan Club site. I think it was.
We'd spent a bit of time actually trying to choose whether to have a motorhome or a caravan or what to do, and we eventually sort of settled, and we weren't sure about it, but we went the caravan route, didn't we? And then
we did,
because at that time we weren't really full-timing. We weren't going to full-time. We were going to take a bit of a trip.
Yeah, we were going to do a lot of travelling, but
we were going to do sort of weeks, a week away, a weekend away, and then sort of deal with it that way, weren't we? We were going to do a lot of travelling, and then
yes, because I don't know if we'd thought about not having a house or a flat or anything, but it very soon became, we loved it so much that we didn't want to be tied to a house, all that stress and worry, because if you don't live in it, would you rent it out or what would you do?
Well,
so
we
went round and round with it.
We absolutely did round and round in circles all the time, and one of the reasons is that the house, we'd bought a house together, or a flat together with Wendy's mum, and it was a retirement flat, and we were actually too young to live in it. It was okay while we had an elderly person living with us, but as soon as they weren't there, the management company said, well, you're not eligible to live in this sort of protected elderly retirement flat, so you've got to move out. So it was a bit weird.
We still had to pay the maintenance.
Yeah, 600 quid a month nearly maintenance, and we still had to pay the council tax. Yeah. So we sort of moved out, and then sort of redecorated it and put it on the market. But it took blooming ages to sell. A bit of a niche market, because you want to be in protected accommodation for a reasonably short length of time of your life. So it's a quite a niche market, but it did eventually sell.
It suited us with Mum at the time. It was the best place possible.
It was, yeah.
For us to have continued to live there, which I would have liked to have done because it was lovely, we could never have afforded all that, the £600 a month.
It was like having a
£600
a month mortgage
right
at the end of your life that would never go away.
Never go away.
It would never go away.
We didn't have that. Couldn't do it. So, and also we didn't need it. So that was
no.
I just couldn't see how it was going to work for us, and you couldn't let them out. So
So when we sort of started travelling, and we went off on a bit of an extended trip around the UK, didn't we? We started that.
Yep.
We started off in
Essex.
In memory of Wendy's mum, because she was an Essex girl, as they say. Yeah. And we started off there and went round and went up the east coast, and we got up as far as Hull, and then sort of came across the country, and then back down the west coast a bit. Well, not the west coast, but the west part of the west side of England. We didn't venture into Wales. We spent a lot of time in Wales in the 70s and 80s, didn't we?
Go into Wales again, no.
And we didn't really, we sort of knew it. So we were coming down to see lots of other bits and pieces. And then we ventured into Devon and Cornwall. Yeah. And then came back around, back into Brighton and Hove. Yeah. But one of the weird things is that, when you buy a caravan or a motorhome, you're going to use it occasionally, so you get yourself some storage, don't you? And as soon as we bought the Caravan in March 2016, we signed up for a year's storage, and you had to pay 3 months in advance and then monthly. The Caravan was in that storage for a matter of 2 weeks in total.
Yeah.
And we cancelled it. As soon as we came back from that trip away, I think it was in the storage between the time we went to Chichester, our first trip out, and when we started to do the big trip. And we liked the travelling so much, didn't we?
Yeah, we didn't want to stop. No.
And it was it was an old Caravan. It was an 11-year-old Caravan, Coachman Pastiche. You know,
it was so happy that day when we got it from Sussex Caravans. It was the happiest day ever. I loved it. Absolutely
and we had some
loved it.
Gorgeous times in it.
Yeah, we did. It's lovely.
Yeah.
I was so happy. It's so exciting, you know, to get a new van.
It was. But now, I mean, as soon as we sold the flat, we had then the money to venture into the world of motorhomes. And the reason we did that was because we'd sort of settled on wanting to travel across to Europe, hadn't we?
Yep.
And travelling across Europe is, of course, easier in a motorhome because you've got the airs, haven't you? You've got the airs in almost every French town has an air, or a air de camping car where you can park overnight, no problems. And there's thousands of them across France. Lots across Spain and Portugal. They're not as prolific in Spain and Portugal as are in France. But we thought, well, we'd switch to a motorhome, and we did. We set a budget, blew that completely. As you go and look at things, and we looked at all sorts. We actually spent, didn't we, about 9 months?
Yeah, I know.
Trying to choose the type of motorhome, whether we buy second-hand, older, new, nearly new, whatever. We started off looking at Winnebagos, the smaller Winnebagos, with the sort of Ford Transit type. Well, it wasn't. It was a Ford V8 truck. I think they call them a C-Class in the States, with a slide out, with a huge lounge. What put me off of those was the 8 miles to the gallon fuel consumption. So that was a bit of a no-no.
Most people, well, not when you want to do a lot of travelling. No, it's not for us.
And then, while we were in Hull, actually, we were in Hull, and we were in the Caravan, and we parked right opposite an Auto Trail Comanche, and a New Zealand couple, and had come over from New Zealand, and apparently they come over regularly. They buy an Auto Trail Comanche, do their 3-6 months travel, and then they sell it and go back home. Yeah, brilliant idea.
We thought that. So,
yeah. And we looked at the Comanche and we said, it'd be really nice if we can have an Auto Trail Comanche. And I did start to look at them. When I saw the new price of them, 85,000.
We thought they were too big, really, didn't we?
Yeah, but with the tag axle, with the 2 wheels on the back, we thought it was a bit too big, but ideal. And look at us now, through joyous calamity, we've come to have an Auto Trail Comanche, haven't we? What's the best thing about the Comanche?
The layout is perfect for you, me and Pippin. Absolutely perfect.
Big lounge.
Nothing to change on it. We've still yet to get a little table that you can get to fit in there, but that's all we want to buy.
We want one of those boom, I think they're called a boom arm table. When we're back in the UK,
we might get
I might just order one from Auto Trail.
Otherwise, no, there's nothing.
Or eBay. I think they're cheaper on eBay. I don't want a crappy one though.
No, we don't want a crappy
one. I'd like an original, because it has the fittings for it. It's got the screw holes where one has been fitted, and clearly it's been taken out. They're quite like gold dust, aren't they? But there you are. So that's our sort of 3 years. that has landed us in the rural bit of Spain that is my brother's house, and thinking about where we're going to go next.
Yeah.
We've been here for a week already.
Yeah.
It's amazing that, you know, we arrived here on Saturday last week.
Yep.
And it's Saturday afternoon today now, so
it's been absolutely
wow,
lovely.
It's been great.
And all we're sitting here is all we can hear is the birds singing.
Yes.
It's so calming, and all the flowers. I love to look at them all, and the trees. I'm learning a lot about the different fruits.
What's the fruit on the trees?
They're cherry moyas over there.
Cherry moyas. I mentioned the other day that we had fruit trees all around.
Yes.
Cherry moyas over there.
Nispas.
And nisperas.
Nisperas up there. Almond and avocado.
Almonds,
and
avocados, lemons.
Yes, I didn't
down
see
at the bottom.
Yeah.
We've got masses of lemons.
We must show you on John's tree. Yeah.
John and Jenny have a lemon tree down there. It's just laden.
Yeah.
We came back with it must be 10 kilos of lemons day before yesterday. But he's also got an orange tree down there. And the weird thing about those, he said, they're no good because they've been contaminated. What's that with? Well, it's because of the lemons. Because the lemons and the oranges are so close, and
they cross-pollinated. That's what you call it. Yes.
So I picked one of the oranges off and just had I broke it open. I broke it open and just tasted the juice. It looked exactly like an orange.
Yes, inside.
And you'd think it was an orange,
with the segments,
but tasted exactly like a lemon.
Yeah.
Weird stuff. And I thought, you could pickle those and make some marmalade.
Yeah, I'm going to make some marmalade. There's not much choice in marmalade in Spain, and
no.
I think I will. I think I'll make some orange and lemon marmalade.
More of that in future videos,
yes,
because we're thinking that it'd be nice to know for you our viewers what it's like to cook in small space. Wendy's quite good at the cookery, and I think I'm quite good at the cookery. That might not be true, but we can have a go, right?
We will.
And we can show you how that all works, because there's things about cooking in a motorhome with these LPG cookers. The gas isn't so hot. And it doesn't, like if you're in a bricks and mortar house or flat, you've got natural gas coming in. It burns really hot, and the ovens heat up to whatever temperature you want. Not here.
No.
They're like really, really. They run a bit cool, Even if it's on full, I can still put my hand in the oven and think, that's not really hot enough. Not, I don't shut the door, but it's still, So we're going to show you what it's like.
I just weigh things, and I cook everything with just a very, very basic equipment. It's like going back, I think, in time, really, because I used to have a very big old KitchenAid mixer, which I loved. It was my grandparents'.
Wasn't KitchenAid?
It was so heavy. Moulinex, was it?
It was a Kenwood.
Oh, Kenwood. Oh, yeah. I loved it.
Those were the days.
Yeah, no, I think, yes, yeah. It was absolutely lovely. And but it's so heavy.
And it was noisy as hell.
Yeah, it rattled a bit. But I loved the bowl. It was like a white porcelain bowl.
It was like having a diesel engine on the bench. Anyway,
that's reminiscing about that. So that's what we're doing.
We're thinking
now we're settled for a little while. I'm going to start doing that. And
we're thinking about doing that, and we're going to call it Wendy's Wednesday recipes.
That's right. Yes,
Are we?
Yeah. I don't know about that.
We might do those on Wednesdays.
We might do them on Wednesday, or it might not be Wednesdays. It can be called that.
It can be called that. We might film them other days and publish it on Wednesday. So look out for future of Wendy's Wednesday recipes. Now, there's a mouthful.
Yeah.
And on that, I hope you've enjoyed our little rambling. Just giving you a brief resume of our last 3 years. And
I think we're enjoying it now as much as we did the first day.
More.
Yeah, more. I absolutely. You're gaining confidence, and it's just, this where we're sitting now. I could never have experienced this before. I can see the sea. I can see Salabrenia in the distance.
Yeah.
And we're just surrounded by trees and birds.
Well, that's it from
Yeah,
us.
that's it.
If you've enjoyed this,
Pips.
give us a
Yeah.
thumbs up.
Bye.
And don't forget to subscribe
Yeah.
if you want to continue following our journey as we
Yes.
travel around the UK and Europe,
Yeah.
living full time in our Auto Trail Comanche.
Thank
Especially
you for watching. Yes.
if you want to catch those Wednesday recipes. Bye bye for now.
Bye everyone. Thank you for watching. Thanks for your comments.